What happens when we nose and taste whiskey? How is it that those molecules in that glass become perception in your brain? Understanding the basics of how we convert that liquid into perception can revolutionise how you taste whiskey and your appreciation of whiskey. My name's Kami from The Sensory Advantage, and join me as we discover how flavour works. So to understand how we nose and taste whiskey, we need to understand a little bit about how the body processes these molecules. First of all, let's draw a glass here. This is head, not to scale. We obviously have the brain up here. This is the nasal cavity in here. This is the oral cavity. And this is the throat. This is the palate. When you push your tongue against the roof of the mouth, this is what you can feel, and it essentially separates the nasal cavity from the oral cavity. Now, in the nasal cavity, we have something, of course, very important, our odour receptors that live in a mucous membrane up here. The odour receptors are connected to our olfactory bulb, which is connected directly into the brain. Essentially, when an odour molecule comes along, or a group of odour molecules come along, they attach to these odour receptors. The odour receptors send signals to the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb then organises those, groups them together, and relays the information to the brain. The brain processes that and creates perception of odours, perception of aromas. So when we sniff, odour molecules, volatile molecules, enter the nose and up to our odour receptors here, where they are experienced and then send signals to the brain. The brain processes that information and turns it into perception. What happens when we take a sip? The whiskey comes into the mouth, or wine, whatever you like. We then have taste, we have mouthfeel sensations, but we also have molecules that travel up the back of the mouth into the nasal cavity, where they're also detected as odours. So when we taste, when we have something in the mouth, we're also detecting that as aroma, because these molecules travel up the back of the mouth here. Now, interestingly, the majority of what you think is taste is smell. Because if you think about it, taste, our taste receptors are just sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami, probably fat also, but they're quite limited to just 6, maybe more things, but it's not very many. Mouthfeel is relatively simple as well. Mouthfeel is touch sensations, just things like, is it hot, is it cold, is it dry, is it greasy and oily? These are touch sensations, the same way we have nerve endings in our fingers, and when you touch something you can tell if it's smooth or spiky or rough. It's the same in the mouth. We also have chemical sensations. So for example, when you have whiskey and you feel the ethanol burning your mouth, that's a chemical sensation in the mouth as well. But these are mouthfeel. But really, they're quite limited. The majority of what you think is taste is odour travelling up here. When we sniff something through the nose, there's a technical name, which is orthonasal olfaction. From the mouth, this smelling from the mouth is called retronasal olfaction. This is fundamental knowledge to understand that actually, whether we're nosing or tasting, we're experiencing aroma predominantly, either travelling through the nose or up through the back of the mouth. Now, if you want a fun experiment to prove this to yourself, just how much of taste is actually smell, when you have a dram, try pinching your nose as you take a sip, keep hold of your nose, swill it around your mouth, either spit or swallow, whatever you fancy, but think about what you can actually taste. With your nose pinched, it will be predominantly taste, which for whiskey is very simple. It will be predominantly bitterness, sourness. For wine, obviously you'll have sweetness in there as well, but that'll be the majority of what you can actually taste. You'll have a lot of mouthfeel sensations, drying sensations, burning sensations, oily sensations, these types of things. But when it comes to what we think of as taste in terms of coconut, banana, dark berry fruits, cherries, plums, these sorts of things, it'll be non-existent. When you release your nose and breathe out through your nose, then you're pushing molecules into the nasal cavity whereby they can be detected as odours, and then all the flavour comes rushing back. Give it a try, let me know how you get on in the comments, and please share your thoughts. Sharing this information can really change how you experience whiskey, it can change how you experience wine. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more, visit our website at thesensoryadvantage.com. You can take a look at our online courses and see how we can delve much deeper into these types of topics to really help you understand flavour and therefore understand what's happening inside your glass. We'll see you next time.